Okay, on our other issue with the jukebox is that the fluorescent tube, which is supposed to connect here and to here, is measured 27 inches. I could not find a 27-inch tube, not at my local hardware store. So I gave it a little thought, and I went looking at a local Menards. So at my local Menards, I found this here, an LED tape light kit. I thought about it, and it comes with, I think it was 13 feet, 13 feet of this LED tape light. And if you see where those copper parts are, right here, that's where you can cut it. So you can actually cut exactly what length you need. And they are throughout the whole thing, so it's really, really convenient to cut exactly what you need. It also came with an extra jumper and another jumper, so you can cut it, and then you can use this to run two separate strips or whatever it is you want it to do. So what I did is I took 1-inch PVC, and I basically put the tape light right on this 1-inch PVC and cut it to the exact length I want it. And as you can see, I wrapped it all the way around. And it comes with an on-off switch and its little, DC power supply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strap this into that jukebox. There is an outlet on that jukebox that will allow me to power it up as soon as the jukebox. Okay, so here's the LED strips put back into the jukebox. As you can see, I took and just quickly tied it right down to there. And this jukebox also has an electrical outlet already in place. So I plugged in the DC power supply into there to power up my light strip. Once I get the player mechanism back into this jukebox and power it up and that stuff, we'll see how that looks. The lower section by the speakers also has lights in there. I need to take and pull those out and see what the condition is of that, and then we'll go from there as to what we need to do to get that working again. Okay, here we have the player mechanism out of the NSM jukebox. The problem I was having is the mechanism was not picking up the records. When I did finally get to pick up the records, the arm here would release like it's supposed to, but the motor was not able to come up completely and engage into that belt to start driving the 45. Down below in here, there is a cam that moves out of the way to cause that unit to engage. So what I found out is that this part here was basically dirty. If you look on this side here and that stuff, we have a little screw to undo. On the other side of this unit, there is the E-clip. So what I did is I popped the E-clip off, took the screw out, then up in here is the spring. I unhooked the spring, and that allowed me to pull the shaft out of here. And then I ran some cleaner, basically contact cleaner, degreaser type, through here and into here, and cleaned all that stuff out. Then I took some lightweight, like 3-in-1 oil, and I re-oiled up the shaft again. Put it back through, connect it back up to here again, put the screw back in here, put the E-clip back on here, hooked my spring back up again, and that freed this up to where now this thing moves a lot freer than what it did. Before it was acting really sticky. One thing you must be careful of is this rubber up here. Don't get any kind of lubricant or anything on that, because if you do that, it will not spin properly. You're going to have to clean it off. In some cases, these things do glaze up. You can take something like a rubbing alcohol or some type of cleaner, help get rid of any grease and that stuff, and take a rag and hold it onto here, and then just spin it as you're wiping this edge along and that stuff to clean up anything, to get rid of any oils or anything like that on it that could cause it to slip too much. The way this unit works is this. Here's your player arm. In this position, it's to play side A. When the arm flips over into this position, then it's designed to play side B. Down here is a little flag sensor. That flag sensor tells the computer what position this arm is in, so that it knows whether or not to switch. So if you're having a problem where the arm is not switching like it's supposed to, could be something wrong with the sensor, could be just dirty in there. And that's one thing I find with a lot of jukeboxes is just give them a good cleaning. Go through them and clean them up. One thing I had a problem too, and I'll have to get a new one of these, is this tension spring wasn't giving me enough tension on there. So I brought it up and hooked it up on one of its coils to help put a little more tension on the unit. You got your AC motor here and that stuff that takes and drives the unit. There's a DC motor down here. This here is your pickup arm that will pick up your 45 and install it into the unit itself. One other thing too I had done, if you look inside here, you see the worm gears and the regular gears down there. I just put on there just a little bit of white lithium grease on those and that stuff, so that it helps reduce the wear on those gears. Also inspected the rollers here and that stuff. They look like they're in pretty good shape. This here's the top set of rollers that ride on top of your carriage itself. What we'll go ahead and do is we'll put this unit back into that jukebox and show you what the next steps are. The phonograph, I got it back into place, but just show you really quickly. If you look on this side right here, there's this little lever that you have to take and move down. We move that down, and that allows you to raise up on this roller. And then there's another roller on the other side here. If we raise up on both levers, we can lift the mechanism up and out. And this is how I took it out so that I could work on the mechanism itself. And you see on the side here, you have a plug here and a plug here that you need to take and undo in order to take the mechanism off to your workbench to work on it. To get this thing scanning again, we get back on track. Okay, now it's back on track. This is its home position. This is where it likes to start off at. So when you power up the jukebox, this mechanism has to be in this position in order for it to run. Because when you pick a selection, what it'll do is it'll check and verifies that its home position. This is how it figures out where the selections are across the whole unit. Okay, we have my supervisor here checking out my work to make sure I'm doing okay with the jukebox. You say hi, Mufasa? Nope? Okay.
Nope, okay.
Okay, as you can see, here's the jukebox powered up now. You can see my LED lighting is all lit up and on the tube I had made up for it. If you look up here and that stuff, you can see that the unit itself is displaying information. It's basically showing popular tracks and stuff like that type of thing. Once this mechanism is put back into place and you're at the home position, if you want to check it to make sure that it's scanning properly, there is a manual scan switch back in here. So if I go ahead and push that scan switch, you'll see the mechanism move. I want to take and move the mechanism back to the home position so that when I do pick a record, the mechanism will start up properly because it looks for that home position. Okay, we're back into the home position now. If you want to add credits into this thing manually, if you pull up on this switch here, that's the service switch. That allows you again to program in information, everything else too on this jukebox, so you change certain settings. Down here is the credit switch. When I push that credit switch, you'll see on the display here that the credits are going up. So that's how you can add credits to the unit manually without using any coins. We'll put this thing back down to play mode. And now we'll go ahead and try a selection. As you can see, I already put a 45 in here. So we're punching the selection, which is 1, 3, 2 to play side A. It'll take it a moment to register. The mechanism starts scanning. You see, it picked up the record, now it's starting to play it. There it goes. We're going to put the record back into position now. It should return back to home position. And there you have one of the problems worked out in this jukebox. I still got to get the new needles for it. I still got to fix the lighting, like I said down below here. Was supposed to have was supposed to light up behind this panel. I'll show that in another video as to what's wrong with that. And I still got to fix the CD player on the jukebox. When I go through that and take it apart, hopefully I can figure that one out and show everybody. If anybody has any comments or suggestions, please let me know. I appreciate your time and have a great day.